Well, welcome to freshman orientation. Glad to see such a great turnout this morning. I'm Dr. Mike Kraft. I'm the principal of Rockbridge County High School, and we have some information for you this morning. Basically, we're going to have an information session, then we're going to go through everybody's schedule. Students and parents will follow a typical day schedule, and we'll be making announcements in the office when to change periods. It won't go on bills. Everything will be on announcements, and we'll say things like, please report to second period. And at that time, you just go to your next class. There will be people, we have our outstanding SCA and other young people here. They'll be in the halls directing, and you'll hear a lot more about the SCA here in just a few minutes. I've pretty much already gone through the agenda. The only other thing is after you do the tours, the students will go to the gym where they'll do a couple of activities on school spirit, etc. And then the parents will come back into here, and that will be our question and answer time. So if you have any questions about procedures, etc., the administrators will be available in here to answer whatever we can. Okay, after the tour, the students will pick up their t-shirts in the commons, then go into the gym. And at the very end, we will pick up your Chromebooks, and then on the way out, there will be Freezy Pops courtesy of the SCA. Okay. First of all, I want to say, I know this is a new experience for you freshmen and some of you freshman parents. Relax. Everything's going to be fine. We have a great school here. I don't know what you hear on the street, but I can tell you firsthand, for somebody that worked in another school system for over 30 years, sometimes there's misconceptions about what goes on in a school. And I've found nothing but wonderful people here, wonderful students, wonderful teachers, and I guarantee we'll do everything we can to make your child feel like they are part of this school, they are welcome, they are loved, because the people in this school, we do love our children, and we will do everything we can to make them feel like they are welcome here, and everybody feels like they're welcome regardless of who you are or who your parents are. Fresh start for many of you. I mean, I don't know hardly any of you freshmen, so you're coming here with a clean slate. I mean, whatever was in your past is in your past. This is your chance to become a Rockbridge County High School student. You're going to be mixing with Lexington City, Lower and Downey students. You know, I went through the same thing many, many years ago. I went to Lower and Downey. I grew up in Lexington. And that is, you're going to make a lot of new friends, and we really encourage you to reach out and make new friends, because this is going to be a good opportunity to meet people you haven't really had a chance to be around before. Take advantage of every opportunity. And you'll hear this a couple of times today. Whether it's extracurricular activities, sports, whatever, believe it or not, these 4 years will go by in a blink. So take advantage of our clubs, student organizations, sports, etc., because once you've gotten out of here, it's too late then. So please, take the time, look into the different things we offer, and consider joining our different clubs. Okay, I just want to introduce a few people to start. Mr. Scott Fletcher, he is one of our assistant principals. We run an alphabet system here, but that doesn't mean that your child won't be with all the administrators. But normally A through L are his students' last names. We have Miss Cindy Lilton, who's our other assistant principal, and she goes M through Z normally. We have Mr. Paige Owens over here. He's our director of career and technical education. He also is director of technology right now. Mr. Adam Haynes is the new hire. He is our new athletic director, and he also takes care of a lot of the activities as far as clubs and stuff, keeping those organized. Mr. Rogers, are you in here? Mr. Rogers is our Assistant Athletic Activities Director. You'll see him a lot, especially at games, helping to organize. Officer Southers, I don't think it's here this morning. He is our SRO, and he is great for community relations between our sheriffs and our students and parents. The office staff, in the main office, there's the two that you normally will see are Ms. Karen Emery and Ms. Lisa Zidmore. Our bookkeeper is Ms. Lisa Miller. She handles all the funds. But those are the ones in the main office. A couple things about some general procedures here. And some of this just came out since Tuesday night, so it should be a little fresh. If you are in our building, you're going to have to wear a mask. Okay, and right now. We are hoping as COVID mitigates, the cases go down, etc., guidance will change, and we'll be able to get rid of the mask as soon as possible. But for now, in the building, we'll have to wear masks. You will, of course, have your lunch period where you can take your mask off while you're eating. You will also, anytime you're outside, you don't have to wear a mask. So if your class goes outside for instruction, you're in PE or whatever, you don't wear a mask during those times. And we're working on giving some mask breaks during the day, but we don't have that organized yet. We will continue to clean our school as we have in the past. Between classes, all the desks and workstations will be wiped down with a disinfectant. We'll also give the students an opportunity, if they didn't like the way the person cleaned before them, they can clean their own station before they sit in their workspace. We'll also fog this whole building every 2 days. The entire building will be fogged. So we're taking every precaution that we know to try to keep your children safe and healthy. We've also installed MERV filters and some very sophisticated things in our air and heating system to try to clean the air, and we're doing some other things to try to keep air exchanges as often as possible. We're going to socially distance to the greatest extent possible. I know you're used to hearing 6 feet. Well, the newer guidelines are 3 feet, and for schools it is 3 feet or to the greatest extent possible. So we will space our classroom seating out so we can get the maximum space between desks in each classroom. And Chromebooks we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. Our school counseling team, Ms. Rhonda Pedigo is our head counselor, and you'll hear from her in just 1 second. We have Janet Buckheit and Mr. Matt Raposa. Those are the other two school counselors. In the school counseling office, we have 2 administrative assistants, Lisa Van Ravensway and Joan Coffey. Ms. Coffey registers new students, in addition to other things. Ms. Van Ravensway helps a lot with college readiness and career readiness. We also will have talent search in our building. That's a Dabney S. Lancaster initiative. Ms. Jennifer Bodner will do that. We're still looking for a career coach, and hopefully that will be filled soon. And now Ms. Pedigo will briefly talk about graduation.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So you've all received your schedules. The things you need to check for on your schedules. Do you have an English? If you passed history last year and you're going for a standard diploma, you may not have a history. If you're going for an advanced diploma, you need to have a history. Everybody should have a math class. And you're grumbling. And everybody should have a science class. There are other electives on there. You also should have a PE class if you did not take it in the summer. Also, so for, like I said, the standard diploma is 22 credits. An advanced diploma is 26 credits. The biggest difference is for the advanced diploma, you have to have 4 credits of all the core subjects. And you have to have a language, Spanish or Latin. Some of you may have French that you learned is through Virtual Virginia. If you haven't started that, that class started this week already. So see us if you're having struggles with that. Also, last year was a rough year. If you took a high school credit class last year, but did not pass it, there's a form in your folder where you can expunge that grade. That means you can wipe it off your transcript. This is the only time you can do it is between middle school and high school. So any middle school class that you took for high school credit that you didn't pass, or that you may want to repeat, fill out that form. We can't take that form once school starts. It has to be filled out and turned in prior to the start of school. So we have to have it by Monday. I know that notices went out with your report cards at the end of the year. So if you need to do that, you might want to fill that form out and turn it in today before you leave. Okay? All right. If you have any questions, the council will be around. Follow your schedule. And then once your schedule has been, you've gone through your schedule, if you have any questions, come see us then.
I know that there's a lot of people out in the hallway. There's plenty of seats in the front of the room. If you want to, don't worry about it. Please come in and have a seat. Plenty of room down here.
Good morning, Wildcats. We're going to talk just briefly about safety. Aware. You should always be aware of your surroundings. If you see something that's happening that shouldn't be happening on your campus, we encourage you to say something. Sometimes people do things as pranks, and pranks can get out of hand. If you see someone setting a fire in the bathroom, please come tell someone. What if somebody's messing with a fire extinguisher? First of all, it's a criminal act. We don't want anybody charged in our school. So, more importantly, what if there is a fire and we need the fire extinguisher? Someone played with it and put it back up and it doesn't work when we need it most. So it's important to wait and let adults use those. Next. These are some of the things we ask you not to bring to school. You can bring a calculator, your cell phone, your best friend, but no tasers, no mace, no pepper sprays. And of course, if you see someone at school that has brought one of these things in their book bag or hiding it in their clothes, please tell someone. Being a responsible citizen is not being a snitch. It's being proactive and makes your school safer. It is very rare that these things occur, but should it occur, we encourage you to tell someone. Next. Any adult. Doesn't have to be your very own teacher. If you see something in the hallway and you're like, well, I need to find somebody. I don't see any of my teachers. I don't know any of these people. Closest adult, tell someone right away. Thanks. You'll see this banner throughout the different sections in our school, and it's the BRAVE program. Bullying reported and violence eradicated. Next. Next. Bullying. When bullying is repeated, it can become a criminal offense. It's not just bad, it's not just a negative impact, it can become a criminal offense. We don't want that to occur for any of our students. These are some of the examples. Somebody calling you names, somebody cussing at you, are they telling things to your best friend that's just not true and making your life miserable? Do they write things on social media? If you get on the bus and they say, hey, get up, that's my seat, when it's really not, that is bullying. And of course, doesn't happen very often, but if somebody says, give me your lunch money, that's not appropriate. Next. Violence. Because we want to prevent violence from occurring on our campus, we want people to be aware of it. Violence can come in many forms. It can be physical, if someone shoved you, or punched you, or even reached over and just stepped on your foot repeatedly. That's your space. It's inappropriate for them to do that. Verbal, when someone says something out loud to you and threatens you. And of course, written, it could be in social media. Someone wrote it on the bathroom wall. It could be a piece of notebook paper that somebody just left on your desk as they were leaving. Next. Bullying can be harmful. Not only is it harmful physically and psychologically, but emotionally it impacts the person who is the victim. Next. In the lower right-hand corner, you'll see the Be Brave on each of the homepage for any of our schools in Rockbridge County. When you click on that, a form opens up. It's like 5 questions. It doesn't take even a minute to fill it out. Let's say that you're not the victim, but your best friend is a victim, and your friend is like, I think I need to tell someone, I just don't know what to do. You can help them fill out the form, or you can report for them. Next. We want all Wildcats to be safe. Go, class of 2025! Woo!
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, just a couple things real quick. My name is Adam Haynes. I am the athletic director. And so just to go over a couple things with you guys, just for information's sake. Ticket prices for fall sports, for varsity football, it's $6 a ticket. Anything else that is chargeable, volleyball, JV football is $5. Any winter sport that charges admission, tickets are $5, as well as the spring, all right? Now, one thing that we don't have up here, because we have been talking about how we're gonna work it, are the season passes and the year passes that have been sold traditionally, all right? That's still going to take place, but we are still in the process of getting all that stuff together and how to handle everything with the pandemic and all that stuff. And so hopefully some information will be going out on that early next week. All right? A few places that you can locate athletic information. One is www.rockbridgeathletics.com. When you log into that, you can find out all the information that you need to know about our athletic programs and schedules and all of those things. You can also log in to get notifications on that website. So that way, anytime we make a change in the schedule, because of a weather postponement or for any reason, you will get notified. And so if you are someone who attends a lot of events, then that may be a good thing to do. You can also make that sport specific. If you have a child that plays football or girls lacrosse or basketball, then you can make that specific to get notifications just for that sport. Other areas, a couple of social media outlets, Twitter at RCHS Athletics, Instagram at RCHS Athletics, and Facebook at Rockbridge Athletics. Travis Rogers is in charge of putting all the information on those social media outlets, and he does a really good job of posting that information, and he posts all the scores as they come in every night before or once the game's in. And so just to end up for me, I'm going to reiterate what Dr. Kraft said. One of the things that I think is important is to get involved. And I encourage all of you to kind of find your own path of whatever that is. It could be athletics, it could be activities, clubs. Kind of find your niche, what you enjoy doing. But it's important to get involved. It helps build school community, school pride, camaraderie, and you will build relationships through those things that you do, and you're going to build lifelong friends out of those. And so I encourage you to do that. And I hope you guys have a fantastic year. If, from an athletic standpoint, you decide to try out for a sport, you will need a BHSL physical on file at the school. And so you'll need to get a form either at the main office, or you can stop by my office anytime to pick that up. And my office is on the other side of that back wall, all right, in between the 2 exit doors of the auditorium. All right, hope you guys have a good year.
Do we have a representative from the PTSA here today? No. Okay, PTSA does a great job supporting students and staff. They develop activities for enrichment of student activities, enrichment for the staff. I think there's something in your folders for PTSA signups. Please consider that. We've got a really strong PTSA here, and it's a super great thing for our schools, so consider that. Okay. We will be having a full-fledged yearbook again this year. Mr. Hamilton does a great job. There will be information. I don't know if it's in the packet or not, but there will be information, if it's not in that packet, coming out really soon about ordering a yearbook for this year. Ms. Vest is going to be talking about the SCA with all of her awesome children.
Hello everyone, I'm Jamie Best. I'm taking over SCA this year as faculty advisor. Here we have almost all of our officers so far. So the upperclassmen already have their class officers set, but the freshman class does not. So coming up in September, we are going to be doing class elections. So you can run for the following positions: president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. So be paying attention to the announcements. It'll go through your English classes. It will be on the TVs in the school and also in the PA announcements we make in the morning and in the afternoon. Well, what is SEA? It's the Student Council Association. We do all the fun stuff. So we are the activities and events throughout the year. One thing that's coming up soon, if you are interested, we are going to be having mascot auditions. So we're looking for some new Wildcats. So if you want to be the Wildcat, pay attention to announcements. Information will be going out about that. So another thing that's coming up soon, is going to be happening in October, is homecoming. So be prepared for a spirit week and lots of events ending with homecoming, which is October 8th and 9th. So our lovely officers put together some welcome videos for you. So enjoy. Well, technical difficulties, so we will put those on the website and out on social media, but they are fantastic, just so you know. And the theme this year was movies and TV, and spreading a message of unity and bringing everybody together to show respect, because a lot of the students in the school, you've been separated, you've been on your own. So it's nice to have everybody back together and to bring the 2 middle schools together as well. Blake, did you have anything to say? Blake Darmanti is our president of SCA.
Hello, you guys. I just want to say real quick, we've all kind of gone through a period where at times we felt alone, and I think the cool thing about RCHS is we don't do alone here. So if you ever need anything, help, or just someone to talk to, reach out to any of the teachers and faculty, and just know if you want to bother us, is never an inconvenience. We're always here for you, and we love serving you guys. So always reach out, and we're here for you. And enjoy your orientation. It's going to be awesome.
Once again, I'm Scott Fletcher. I'm the assistant principal in charge of the letters A through L. I'm so excited to see everybody here today. We had a lot of people here last night for open house for grades 10 through 12. So great to see everybody here. So great to see such excitement back in the school. It's going to be a great year. I need to talk about communication devices. Every student is being assigned a Chromebook. Once your student gets your class photo with their t-shirt and you all are done with the informational session, you're gonna go up and out the first hallway that you'll see during the tour, and we'll be ushering people through there to get that. You'll get your Chromebook if you haven't already. Kids will bring their Chromebooks to school and take them to class with them. As far as cell phones, we have changed our cell phone policy over the last few years to be more inclusive. Students are allowed and encouraged to bring their cell phones to school. We know that they need them for various purposes. They're allowed to have them before and after school. They're allowed to have them at lunch. They're allowed to have them between classes. Earbuds are allowed when devices are allowed. Music must not be heard by others. It's just a courtesy thing. So keep your volume at a minimum there. Absolutely no devices in locker rooms or in bathrooms. And parents may call the office for emergency contact of a student to leave an important message in lieu of texting and calling. We encourage parents to contact us instead of the students. If a student violates our electronic device policy, the following steps. First of all, it's a warning from the teacher, and the teacher takes the electronic device for 1 period. Second offense, they relinquish it for 1 full day. Third, they relinquish it for 3 full days. Fourth, they relinquish it for a week. And fifth is a parent conference, but there will be parent contact throughout that process. 99% of our students do a great job with the cell phone policy. This really isn't a huge issue, but we have to have it in place for school safety purposes. This is the policy. And then this will be available on the website soon, this presentation. We have several scheduled safety drills throughout the year. The first few are announced, and then after that, they're surprised just for purposes of being prepared. We have 3 different codes, red, yellow, and blue. Just for your information, a code blue is if something's happening off campus. We've had a few incidents over the last several years where there's something out on the interstate or something happening downtown and we're notified of it. We lock the doors. We continue everything else going on. We have people monitoring the doors. We have staff who are on duty monitoring the doors. Code yellow, there's something happening somewhere in the school to create a minor disturbance. It's deemed by us to not be an imminent threat, so teachers lock their doors. They continue instruction. They don't let students out of the classroom, but instruction continues. And then the code red is where we hide out of sight in the event of something that, we don't ever want to think about, but we have to be prepared. We have a buzz-in ID system at the front office with photo ID. You push a little button, a lot of you have seen that. You push the button on the outside and the secretaries acknowledge you and let you in the building. We have recent additions of security cameras all over the school. We have eyes on the hallways everywhere around the school. It's a really great system. Ms. Lilton, Dr. Kraft, and I have been able to find proof and evidence of things going on when we wouldn't otherwise have eyes on the situation. It's really great. When you come inside, the secretaries will instruct you to stay in the lobby area outside the office and wait on your student. And really, this all boils down to relationships and communication. We want to have a great relationship with the community. I think we have in the past had a great relationship with the community. And our teachers have a great relationship with our students. It's just a really good, positive atmosphere, and we want to keep that going.
Just want to talk a second about our school attire guidelines. Okay. we are not here to judge. We want our students to be able to express themselves, but at the same time, we're an educational institution, and we do expect a certain level of dress while you're in the building. Basically, the graphic on the right is a good example. From your armpits to 3-inch inseams, if your body's covered, normally you're in compliance with our school attire guidelines. We don't tell you what to wear as long as you are covered from those areas. Now, hats aren't an issue. I see a lot of people have hats on today. That's fine. You know, we're not in school, but in a normal school day, we don't wear hats in the building. Other than that, I just want to let you know, make sure that you don't have any symbols on your clothing that which reflect hate speech or drugs or alcohol. That's just not what we're trying to advertise in our building. But all this will be posted, so I'm not going to sit here and go through everything. I just want to reiterate, we're not here to embarrass a child. We're not here to call them out. You know, we're not the dress police. We're not going to examine the dress of our students as they come in the door, but if we see consistently people dressing or a person dressing that out of our guidelines, we will confidentially talk to them and go from there. We don't punish kids for what they wear. If you've heard anything different, no, we do not do that. Okay, actually, once again, we'll allow you to read this once we get it posted, but a lot of this is just repetitive. This is Mr. Mike Patterson. He's in charge of the technology in our building.
Good morning, everyone. Pardon me for my loud voice. What we do ask, everyone's going to have a Chromebook. It's a great resource. We do ask in our labs, please do not eat or drink in the labs. If you're going to have a drink in the lab, put it down on the floor. If you spill drinks into these keyboards, you can ruin the keyboard and sometimes short out the computer. And we want to have the resources for the students. It's your stuff to use, but we ask you to please be good stewards of it and help us keep it clean, keep it in good working order. Sealed water bottles are really good, but again, down on the floor is the best place to keep them. And please read and sign the technology use agreement. There are some things in there you need to know what you can do and what you can't do. A lot of it, for you guys that were from Maury River, you've already been through this, you've already read it. Just read it again, just to make sure you got a clear idea. The Lilton students, this will be something a little bit new to you. Our wording is different than theirs, so please read it and go from there. If you run into technology issues, we have an ITRT that can help with things. This Hinkle right here. I'm basically, you could say I'm the senior technology person for the building. We also have Mr. Cole Staten. He is the one that's going to be issuing out Chromebooks. He is in room 131. That's the room where if you have problems with your Chromebook, physical problems with it, take the Chromebook to him. If he runs into a problem, he'll usually pass it to me for major repairs, or if we need to, send it off and we'll give you a loaner so that you have a device to keep working with. Hope you all have a good year, and thank you very much for listening to me this morning.
Good morning, I'm Ms. Lilton, and one of my responsibilities has to do with attendance in the building. We strongly believe that all students need to be educated and in our buildings. And for this reason, we do adhere to our attendance policy. Teachers take attendance every morning by 8:45. If your child's not in the building, you'll receive a phone call. If after 5 days, 5 absences, we haven't received a letter that says, I'm sorry my child is ill, or I'm sorry we've had multiple medical appointments, you'll get a letter home. This letter will indicate that we've now had 5 absences. When we get to 10, we're going to ask for a parent and teacher meeting, and hopefully we can get together and discuss ways in which we can keep your child in class, because we feel really important that they need to be here to get a good education. After 10 days, I start doing reports and considering truancy if we have not had the appropriate letters coming from you guys stating why they've been out of school. We do have a makeup policy in place. It's in the parent-student handbook that all of you have access to. It's on the website as well, and it is updated. It'll give you some information regarding excused and unexcused. It'll also give you some information about makeup work. If for some reason we have a young person who is out for a long length of time, please contact their teachers and let them know so that you can work and keep your child caught up with what's going on in school. Do we have any questions yet?
Like I said, we'll have an opportunity for question and answer after the tour, which we're getting ready to start right now. Hopefully everybody has their schedule, and when you leave here, it's going to take a little bit of time to get out of here with this many people. Where Mr. Owens is down here in the corner, there's another exit that takes you back to the hall. So there's 2 exits at the back of the building. There's an exit down here, and you will be getting instructions via intercom here in just a minute. But go to first period, please.